So what in the world does the OCG ban list mean for the TCG? Welcome to the implication. Make sure you guys smash the crap out of that subscribe button so you guys don't miss out on more awesome content. Fire consistency hits here in the OCG. Wanted going to 1 and them hitting Snake Eyes Ash to 2, Karen to 2 as well. They finally have, I guess we're finally at the point that they can clean up Fire at this point, which about time, Konami. All right. I know a lot of people look at the Wanted hit and they're like, oh, this is awful. Believe it or not, people actually think that Wanted, should have probably been banned. But the thing is, like, you gotta appreciate consistency hits. Wanted is by far, Konami doesn't want to crater decks out of existence. They want them, look what they did to Tier. And it took multiple lists for them to do what they did to Tier. But the Wanted package as its own, I'm fine with Wanted going to 1. Snake Eyes Ash 2, card should honestly be at 1. But shaving off that level of consistency makes ashing all the more insane. Or, holding the ash for the Sinful Spoil spell card. Yes, obviously you can extend out these play lines and you can make things be a little bit more crazy for sure by, playing multiple Sinful Spoils and things like that as well. But I don't think that's going to be the case here. We'll have to wait and see. But I think putting Wanted to 1 was one of the best decisions that we could have seen off of a list. I still would have liked to have seen Snake Eyes Ash to 1. But you know what? That's absolutely fine. I think at this point in time, Konami, we'll have to wait and see how much Diabellstar lore is still in the tank as well. That's another very scary thought to think about, is like, all these hits could be for naught. But we'll have to wait and see here. The SP Little Knight hit. Oh, man. So SP Little Knight went to 2, as most of you saw. And I said in the video, I'm like, I guarantee you this is a warning sign from Konami. And we, as a community, as players, we all understand SP Little Knight is the craziest Link 2 to exist in modern era times. I don't think anybody is denying that. What we're starting to see here, though, is if they're slowly like, all right, we're watching you guys. The thing is, most builds only played 1 to 2 SP Little Knights anyway. I still can't think, as of filming this, that there's been any decks out here that are playing triple SP Little Knight. But the way that the OCG likes to operate on these really weird capacities is they like to give these little warning signs going, well, you shouldn't be doing this. And honestly, I kind of like this. SP should probably be at 1. Alright, even looking like the TCG right now, with what we have been doing, we have been playing SP Little Knight at 2 in so many different varieties. If you cutting off that little bit of an extra deck consistency, I think would be a little bit of a nice change, instead of forcing you to clutch on to how stupid good the thing is. But then you kind of get down into, you got to remember, it's like the SP wars where, like, one SP Little Knight can check the other by, chaining on. It's a complicated discussion on it, but I think genuinely, if the TCG and OCG wanted to put SP to 1, I don't think a lot of people are going to complain too much about it. It's just, or ban it. Whichever really floats the boat out here. The Summon Sorceress Errata. So, you're no stranger to Yu-Gi-Oh cards getting what we like to call the Death Errata, where they functionally change the way that the card works and ruin a card's legacy. And then people are super upsetty spaghetti. How could Konami do this to us? Blah, blah, blah. Alright, my first question here is, is the TCG going to get the Summon Sorceress Errata? Yeah, probably midsummer, actually. Seeing a turnaround on an errata this quick is, like, unheard of. It took the TCG, a whole list to get the Ancient Fairy Dragon errata? And I could imagine in the next list here they do what they did with the Ancient Fairy Dragon errata and go, hey, the errata goes legal on this date instead. And it's so very interesting. That's the way that they choose to do things. But it's probably what we're going to see with the Summon Sorceress errata is, we'll receive some sort of list, and then on a future indicator, they'll go, hey, your errata goes into effect this day. It's just that I don't have a lot of thoughts about the Summon Sorceress errata. I should have been Doesn't Matter Dragon, 150%, because, you're still promoting all of this Tachyon stuff out here. You're like, next month we have the whole V-Jump issue dedicated to Tachyon stuff. Don't worry. All right, it's okay. And then Dark Matter Dragon over here really doesn't matter in the eyes of Konami. Like, it's actually hilarious at this point. Like, how shunned off Dark or Doesn't Matter Dragon actually is. Poor guy. But instead, we got a pseudo lock on a Summon Sorceress. But you know what? It's probably the way that the card should have been. Man, V-Jump will never give us good cards again. It's so sad, actually. Like, Summon Sorceress was, like, a really cool card, and then, like, bam! An explosive card. Like, actually kind of crazy. Change of Heart to 3. Oh, baby. What do you want me to tell you here? Going second cards need to exist in the game. Obviously, the OCG is a different place where, you can see Max C kind of doing the Max C things. We've seen this. We've seen Max C be a pretty big pain in the butt for a lot of the meta. But here's the thing, all right? Like, I think allowing more going second cards, and you can't flood the game with going second cards. I mean, like, decks should not have triple Fenrir, triple, Pankratops, triple Change of Heart. You've already got Tack Talents in there as well. But I think you've reached a point right now with the way that the game functions that Change of Heart, we can bring it back to 3. Snatch Steal, on the other hand, existing with Change of Heart at 3. Like, do we really need triple Tack Talents, triple Change of Heart, triple, Snatch Steal existing in the same format? That's kind of where, like, I kind of question things a little bit, because that's asking for a possible nightmare fuel. So I think they've got to be very, very careful with how they're trying to bring all of these going second cards back into the game, because just a huge overflow of this could be an issue. But now with triple Change of Heart now also still being 100% unsearchable, except for your ability to tack talents thrust into it, you still got a hard draw. But I think it is overall good that we can have all of these consistency cards helping us out with what we're expecting. So, hey, you know what? Seeing Change of Heart off the list gives me hope for the TCG overall. But that's those were like the real major points off of this. Now, overall thoughts for this. TCG is probably going to follow suit here with this. The fact that the OCG also didn't hit anything on this list is also kind of scary. But I think it's not every list needs to go after something. And I know the whole wanted debate versus Snake Eyes Ash. Yeah, sure. We could have had some major consistency shakeups, a little bit more than that. But looking forward to what the TCG is going to have planned here. You've got will we see Change of Heart shift on back here? Will we see, more going second cards in the game? Will we see the TCG go after Wanted? I highly doubt that the TCG is going to go after Wanted this early in the deck's life, but you've already got, oh man, it's the tier effect all over again. I've already heard multiple reports from people being like, I just don't want to play this game. Locals has shrunken down, and I've already heard 2 reports from locals being like, yeah, we were 25 people, 30 people 3 months ago. And now we're down to 6 to 8. And, the format shrinkage, it happens. We understand this. But those are some pretty rough numbers just to see, these sorts of things toggling on down here over time. And that's not necessarily a good thing. All right. Too much pressure down from, these off-scaling formats can be a little bit of an issue. And that's what you honestly expect. But overall, good list. I'm happy. I am. We'll just have to wait and see how it plays out. But, I don't want to totally crater fire. I just want the deck to be consistently checked for this, and they did a pretty good job. LOL SP hit. You guys have a good rest of your day, all right?
Patrons, thank you.
Thank you so much for watching. Check out these other videos.